What are you talking about today, mate? Anything?
Riveting stuff. Let me tell you this. I'm telling you, and I mean this seriously.
What with Mike now? You're having a laugh.
Well, I mean, it is hard carrying the ball if you look at how heavy he is, but I mean, you know, somebody's got to do it. Now, if you look at Holland getting into the World Cup final for the third time, England have only ever got there once. Our rugby players have got into 3 World Cup finals and they've won one of them, so they're doing better. Now, I think the problem is this.
Game, though.
Well, hang on now. You see, that's not the that's the issue. Holland has got a population of 16 million, and we've got a population of at least 4 times that.
Uruguay, population of
3.3 million.
Unbelievable.
Okay? Now, what I'm saying is this. In Holland, in Holland, any kid who's growing up can be a footballer, whereas in this country, what we deliberately do, and you will know about this, you guys, because it's the sort of middle-class sort of environment you come from.
Excuse me.
Two-thirds of our children are excluded from becoming footballers, purely from the point of view that they're middle class. We only accept working class kids into the professional football in this country, and that denies us. Frank Lampard, lovely boy, educated well and got a great brain. But an exception, you would admit, a massive exception. How many footballers in this country
haven't got a brain?
No, they've all got brains. But how many footballers in this country have got a father who was a doctor, a lawyer, a dentist? Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, they simply don't come from middle-class homes. Now, every Dutch child who's brought up...
They're normally going to cricket, don't they?
Well, they go to cricket or they go into rugby, and they don't go into football.
Frank Lampard could have played cricket for England.
Frank Lampard could, Phil Neville could have done, but I mean, he's a working-class boy. Now, what I was going to say is this. If we were able to harness the 2/3 of teenagers, male teenagers in this country, who never got access to playing football properly and to be considered a footballer, we might have
And by the way, mate, the facilities at those schools that you're talking about, the football pitches,
fantastic.
billiard tables.
I played against Shrewsbury School all the time. Shrewsbury School's facilities when I played for the King's School Chester.
I played against King. I played the pitches.
I have emails galore. People have never heard of you at King's School Chester.
Shrewsbury's pitches were fantastic, and if their parents had wanted to encourage them to go into football, they'd have had a better start, a better opportunity
Manchester Grammar School,
than the school
David Gill's son went to Manchester Grammar
School that Wayne Rooney came from. Now, the point I'm making is this: why do parents in this country, middle-class children, not want their boys to go into football? Because in Holland they do. Boris Becker could have been a footballer, but he became a tennis player. His parents were multi-millionaires.
He's not from Holland, though, is he?
No, he's from Germany. And the point is, Germany are playing tonight, and they've got exactly the same situation. That in Germany and Holland, children from middle-class families go into football. You can tell that just by looking at the way they're interviewed after the game, and how articulate they are, and how they can
don't
express
see many
themselves.
housing estates in Holland, do you?
No, well, you do, but I mean, it's just that they don't have them grouped like we do. Now, the point we're making is this: I want to hear from parents this morning who agree with me that actually football is only a working class sport in this country, and if it's only a working class sport, I mean, for instance, how many kids who've gone to a middle ranking school like Charterhouse or Harrow have ever become professional footballers? And the answer is none. And you're right, Ronnie, they've got better facilities than
pitches, mate.
than the school that Wayne Rooney went to.
I played the grass pitch till I was about 14.
Well, there you go.
We were dying to play Bolton School and Manchester Grammar School because they had nets, Mike.
And Queen Elizabeth School, Blackburn.
Quakes, yeah,
absolutely. And all that sort of stuff. So what I'm saying is we've got to rethink our thinking altogether, because the Dutch kids are able to play what I call football chess, and that's why they are winning all the time. They are able to think about a couple of moves ahead. Now, I've written a book in which I've claimed and proved that Wayne Rooney is Einstein in terms of his brain, okay? But that's the instinctive and reactive Einstein effect of a ball coming towards him and having to turn the ball and all that kind of stuff. But whether or not our footballers are able to look at the game of football as a game of chess, because they've come from that sort of background where people actually play chess, is up to question. And I believe that we are simply cutting out 2/3 of all the kids in this country who are middle class and not allowing them. Sorry?
The Dutch have got it right.
The Dutch have got it right.
Yet they took an England reject who then they welcomed him with open arms and he won the league.
And who are we talking about here?
McLaren.
Yeah, of course they did. Yeah, in 20 and all that kind of stuff. So what I want to know is this. Do you agree with me? Should our children all be encouraged to become professional footballers, no matter what school they go to? And why are so many middle class parents, I want to hear from you please, it's 08717 223344. Why are so many middle-class parents resistant to allowing their children to become professional footballers? Because if they did, we'd have a much more massive pool of youngsters to pick from when we put together our international teams. OK, all this and much, much more from 10 o'clock with myself, the Porkmeister, and, of course, M.G. Graham. Don't go anywhere except talkSPORT. It's going to be another riveting show, and we're going to keep up with developments minute by minute on what's going on in the northeast of England as a maniac stalks around the country and says he's going to start killing more policemen. OK, don't go anywhere. Stay with talkSPORT right up to 1 o'clock.
OK, 2 minutes to 10 o'clock. Chicken, have a good day. I'm going to watch a bit of racing today from Newmarket, but we are back tomorrow from 4 minutes past 6 on the Sports Breakfast, the World Cup Breakfast. We'll talk about this game tonight. Can't wait. Looking forward to this. Spain against the Germans. Who is going to meet the Dutch in the final? We'll see you tomorrow. Porky and Mike Graham coming next is coming up to 10 o'clock.
2010 FIFA World Cup South Africa on talkSPORT with Nivea for Men. Get antibacterial protection from Nivea for Men Silver Protect deodorant.
Join the celebrations this week at your local Lexus Centre as we mark 20 years in the UK. The IS F-Sport 20 Years Celebration Edition, with dynamic styling and handling, 18-inch alloys, F-Sport interior, and a little bit of... We're also celebrating our award-winning customer experience with 3 years complimentary servicing across the whole IS series. Lexus, the pursuit of perfection.
Rowley & Alltrades are the UK's #1 suppliers of carpenters to the construction industry. They urgently require professional carpenters and joiners for instant placement within their rapidly expanding Specialist National Interiors division. If you have a current CSCS accreditation, can provide a proven work history, and want to take your career a step forward in a high-end fit-out environment, call Rowley & Alltrades now on 0207 397 6550 or visit rowleyan.co.uk. 0207 397 6550 now.
At Hunter's Land Rover Guildford, we're putting you in the driving seat. Because right now, you can choose any of our new or approved used Land Rovers, then choose the offer you want, including £1,000 of accessories, or 2 years free servicing, or £1,000 purchase contribution. Any Land Rover, any offer. So visit Hunter's Land Rover now at Ladymead Guildford, or search online for Hunter's Guildford. Hurry, offers end July 31st. Terms and conditions apply.
Auto Glass Repair, Auto Glass Replace.
Lee, 25, technician for Autoglass.
Everything looks better this time of year, except wasted money. My last customer at Autoglass found that out when she left a chip in her windscreen. Then she was going for a drive on a sunny day, and suddenly, crack. The vibrations of a pothole on the road split the chip open. She called Autoglass directly, and I replaced the screen. We have the largest range of vehicle glass in the UK, and more stock than anyone else, so we had the windscreen she needed. Thing is, she had to pay a hefty insurance excess, money she'd been saving for ages. If only she'd called when she first saw the chip, I could have repaired it instead. An Autoglass repair is guaranteed for as long as you own your car. And if you fully comp, it's usually free for you. Your insurer pays. It won't even affect your no-claims bonus. Chips don't care what season we're in, so next time my customer will call Autoglass before hers crack.
Call Autoglass directly on 0800 234 234 or book online at autoglass.co.uk.
Auto Glass Repair, Auto Glass Replace.
I'm giving Mum a big hug because she washed my clothes with Bowl 2-in-1.
Aw, thanks.
Bowl 2-in-1 is full of clever little freshness micro-capsules. They burst with irresistibly fresh fragrance every time you hug.
Can I go now?
Not yet.
Oh?
Bold says this freshness lasts all day long. But is that true? There's only one way to find out.
If you think you're getting out of school that easily. New Bold 2-in-1. Huggable freshness even after 12 hours of wear. Feeling good, feeling bold.
On DAB Digital Radio and 1089 and 1053 AM. Official broadcaster of the FIFA 2010 World Cup, South Africa. talkSPORT News at 10 with Mike Oville.
Good morning. Police in Northumberland will give the latest on the search for suspected gunman Raoul Moat in an hour's time. They have downgraded the exclusion zone around the village in Northumberland where they were searching for Moat. Poor weather overnight hampered the search. He is wanted in connection with 3 shootings, one of them fatal. Local butcher Maurice Adamson says people have been on their guard despite the village trying to get back to normal.
The bottom line is that Britain's most wanted man could be in our rural village, and we've all got kids and businesses to run, and it's very, very frightening for children, more so than anything.
British troops are to be withdrawn from the volatile Sangin area of Afghanistan, one of the most deadly areas of the country. The region's claimed the lives of 99 British soldiers, nearly a third of the total UK deaths in the country. Another Lord has decided to step down this morning. Lord Foster of Thamesbank is the fifth peer to quit in order to retain his non-domicile tax status. Members have until midnight tonight to opt out of the House of Lords. Teachers are to be given extra powers to search students for things like drugs and use physical force to restrain troublemakers. New guidelines are being released which would also protect teachers from being identified if they are falsely accused. Finally, Beatles drummer Ringo Starr turns 70 today. The musician is reportedly planning to mark the milestone with a celebration at the Hard Rock Cafe in New York.
talkSPORT weather. Book your summer holiday now to save a bundle. Now anyone can go anywhere with lowcostholidays.com.
A cloudy start to the day for most of us, showers for most places as well, but some bright spells too, highs of 24 degrees.
talkSPORT. Sports update.
Good morning, I'm Ian Abrahams, live at the World Cup in South Africa, where Holland's players are on the verge of history. A 3-2 win over Uruguay last night means that they're in the final for the first time since 1978, potentially just a game away from victory. Goals from Giovanni van Bronckhorst, Wesley Sneijder, and the former Chelsea man Ian Robben did the trick. Robben says they're already looking forward to Sunday's final.
Of course, a great performance, first time in 32 years, so yeah, it's great, but what I said, we're not there yet. One game to play and we have to win that one.
So it's going to be an all-European final, which means World Cup history. For the first time, a European side will win the tournament outside the continent of Europe. But will the Dutch face Spain, or will it be a repeat of the 1974 final, and will they take on Germany? Spain and Germany meet in Durban tonight. It's live on talkSPORT. The Germans have a lucky mascot. No, it's not that ridiculous octopus. It's Lockham Yo, the manager's blue jumper. It hasn't been washed since the 4-1 win over England. Since then, they've thumped Argentina as well. Lucky sweater or not, though, assistant manager Oliver Verhoff knows tonight's going to be tough.
Good organised team with excellent player who has great experience in the Champions League, and also since 2006, 2008 especially, they play incredible football and stay together since they are young, so it will be tough.
Elsewhere, Leicester have announced that Paulo Sousa's their new manager. He resigned at Swansea earlier in the week and succeeds Nigel Pearson, who left for Hull last week. And Sri Lankan spinner Matthias Muralitharan will retire from Test cricket in the next fortnight after the Test match in Galle against India. He's 8 wickets shy of 800. Next update is in half an hour.
Oh, it's a Maureen 118212 special report. Today we're on the street asking, what is the price of a moustache? Excuse me, sir. Your moustache. Would you pay 70 pence extra to have it?
No. Don't be daft. Definitely not. No.
Sounds silly? Well, that's what you pay extra to call the blokes with moustaches for 1 minute instead of Maureen 118212 directory inquiries. Is your moustache worth that much, madam?
You cheeky.
Oh! Maureen 118212. 70 pence cheaper and not a moustache in sight.
Calls cost 19p a minute plus 79p from a BT landline. Mobiles and other networks may vary.
Maureen 118212. Oh, she gives you more.
On DAB Digital Radio and 1089 and 1053 AM.
That's magnificent.
Official broadcaster of the FIFA 2010 World Cup, South Africa.
It's got in! It's got in!
Mike Parry and Mike Graham. Big Game Radio on talkSPORT.
Good morning and welcome to the mid-morning show here on talkSPORT. You're listening to myself, Mike Parry, and of course MG Graham on my right here. Fantastic night for the Dutch last night, Mike. They've got through to their third World Cup final.
Third World Cup final.
Okay.
I suppose you'll be feeling very happy as well because Uruguay, as you described them as cheats, were kicked out by divine retribution.
Well, I think it was divine retribution. They went out, although there was a question mark last night over one of the goals. Was it offside? Was it not? It didn't matter in the end. Ian Robben, a young man who looks as though he's born at the age of 72,
that's right,
suddenly pops up and directs a great header into the goal, and then the Dutch are there. Now, the question we're going to ask this morning is this: how can a country of 3.3 million people, which is Holland, sorry, it's Uruguay, I beg your pardon, but how can they be in the semi-final? How can a country like Holland, who's got 16.6 million people, suddenly get into their third World Cup final? I think I know the answer, but we're going to research it today, and I want you to help us. 08717 223344. The point is this: football in this country is too riven with class.
Yeah.
Only working class kids, and usually lower working class kids, are eligible to become professional footballers in this country, whereas in Holland, because of their education system and the way they do it, every child of every parent, whether they be a doctor, a lawyer, whether they be a psychiatrist or an accountant, those kids are eligible to play football, and it's reflected when you see the interviews with the Dutch players afterwards. They are so eloquent, the way they speak, they are so able to express themselves, and the difference is that footballers in Britain, in England, Britain as well, but England, are natural instinctive footballers. I once proved that Wayne Rooney had the brain which is better than Einstein's, okay, and his ability to locate a ball, change direction with the ball, hit a ball at the right speed against a wind shear and all that kind of stuff, right? But what we don't have in this country is that deeper education within our footballers to be able to play chess, footballing chess. If you can't play footballing chess, you can't see ahead, and that's why we're not getting to the finals that the Dutch are.
And the Germans are doing the same thing.
And the Germans are doing the same thing. They're playing tonight, but they've got a big country. And the point is, this is stopping us from progressing in the world of football. So the question I'm putting to you is this: is there too much snobbery in football in this country? If you're a middle-class parent, do you frown on the idea of your boy becoming a professional footballer? Very, very few footballers in this country have got middle-class parents. Theo Walcott's perhaps an example. You've got delightful parents who always looked after his interests. But for the majority of footballers in this country, they basically come from sort of lower working-class families. Because that's where we get our footballers from, and we don't seem... I mean, some of the better schools in this country have got fantastic facilities, fantastic pitches, but we just say, oh, it doesn't matter, because kids from those sort of schools don't go into football.
Because their parents don't want them to go into football.
They don't want them
to go into business, or they want them to go into advertising, or they want them to go to the law, or they want them to become doctors or dentists, because they have many, many more options.
Absolutely
Lower working class kids in this country don't have any options.
That's right. 2/3 of the young kids, boys, teenagers in this country not eligible to become footballers. That means we're not going to be a great footballing country ever. Give us a call, please. 08717 2233 44. Talk Sport. I saw a mouse we're on the stairs, we're on the stairs, right there.
Have you gone mad?
A little mouse, no, little mouse with clogs on, well, I declare, singing clip, cloppity, clop. No, the point I'm making is this, right?
I think I'm getting worried about it.
It's a national celebration. It's a national celebration in Holland. It's going to be until the World Cup final on Sunday, but there's 16 million of them, Mike. 16 million, and they've
sons, right?
Right.
In ranging in age from 15 down to 3. I don't want any one of them to become a footballer.
Well, that's a disgraceful thing to say.
It's not. It's
Why
not
do you
even.
say that?
Well, it's not about snobbery. It's just that I don't think it's a business for them to go into, because when you look at English football,
are you mad?
You look at English football. What's it all about? It's about getting a Bentley. It's about being bored when you're in the most beautiful hotel in the world. It's about playing cards. It's about hanging around with ghastly loose women. It's about drinking yourself to death.
Wait a minute,
it's about something nasty.
Mike, I honestly think you're trying to provoke me. We'll come back to that in 1 sec. I want to get straight to the lines because the callers are coming in already. Let's talk to Nick, who's a Birmingham fan in Gloucester. Hello, Nick.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Hello, mate. Yeah, Nick, you've got a son who might have been a professional footballer, perhaps?
Well, he played both until last year.
What's both, sorry?
Rugby and football, sorry.
Right.
But the behaviour of the sort of coaches at football was terrible. They were acting like Alex Ferguson, and kids were diving, and just bad behaviour, not corrected by the coaches. And the team split 3 times because someone else's son wasn't playing, and all this business. Yeah. And he's played rugby for 3 years and never had any of that. And they get rid of kids, the football, get rid of the kids too early. They're putting 7, 8-year-olds into much lower teams when at that age they haven't developed. They might turn into a fantastic footballer. Yeah. Where the rugby's a bit more inclusive. And I didn't tell him to drop the football. He could have done either. I don't care. You know, I'm a working bloke. but there's more discipline from the coaches in rugby than there was in football. I think.
And does that will appeal more to parents, I suppose, won't it? In the sense that
of course, at that age, I guess they need it. You know, you have rules with your kids at home, and they should abide by that.
Indeed. Listen, thank you very much indeed, Nick. That's the number. It's 08717.
See, that's the problem in this country, because the kids who really want to play football, right, whether or not they've got middle class parents or working class parents, they start to copy what they see on the pitch. They start to copy what they watch on.
That's all a smokescreen.
No, it's not a smokescreen.
No, I want to get back to
because the behaviour of the people who play football, because they're from lower working class families, nobody's taught them how to behave properly, so they don't behave properly. They behave badly. The example they then give then rubs off on the players. And if you've got kids of your own and you're a middle class parent and you see your kids coming home effing and blinding and behaving like a professional footballer, you say you're not doing that.
No, I think that's very unfair. And look, in a minute, Mark, I want to take you on this issue. You just said you've got 3 sons and you don't want any of them to become professional. Well, I think that's a disgrace.
Why?
You are denying your sons the opportunity to secure their lifestyle forever. By the time of 30, it's a fantastic lifestyle. Being a professional footballer is a very privileged position. It gives you a position of power and authority in society. It lets you earn loads of money from which you can do a lot of good and support your family for the rest of your lives. And you see, you're the problem, Mike. I swear to you, you are the problem. Parents like you say, I don't want my boy to be a professional footballer.
Because it's not a satisfying job. It's not enough of a satisfying job.
Of course it's a satisfying job.
No, because in this country you have to deal with people